Imagine clicking buy to purchase crude oil, and 2 days later, a truck dumps a leaking barrel right onto your front porch. Raw materials are incredibly messy, heavy, and difficult to manage. Financial markets avoid this headache entirely. Instead of taking physical possession of an oil barrel today, buyers use contracts to purchase oil scheduled for delivery months or even years from now. But that creates a problem. If you are buying a barrel of oil today, but leaving it with the seller for 6 months, how do you agree on a fair price for that future delivery? Traders track these future prices on a timeline that shows how a barrel today compares to one arriving in 6 months. Wall Street calls this map of the future the commodity term structure. This timeline tracks the real-world pressure of storage costs and the sudden, sharp panic of a shortage. Let's say you want to guarantee a price for oil today, but you tell the seller you don't want it delivered for 6 months. The seller now has a physical burden. They have to pump that oil, keep it safely in a reinforced tank, and insure it against fires or leaks for half a year. This line graph illustrates how those real-world expenses add up. Every month you delay taking your oil, the seller stacks holding fees directly onto your bill. The longer you wait, the higher the price climbs. When the timeline slopes smoothly upward like this, it's called contango. For most raw materials, this upward climb is the normal default state. When you look at the sheer scale of the infrastructure required to hold these resources safely, the extra cost makes sense. Maintaining a massive tank farm takes millions of dollars. When a market is in contango, buyers are simply paying someone else rent to keep their heavy materials locked safely out of the way. Things change completely when a pipeline suddenly breaks, or a geopolitical conflict shuts down a major shipping route. The immediate supply vanishes. Think about being incredibly hungry at 2 in the morning. You will happily pay a massive delivery fee for a hot pizza right now, rather than wait hours for the local grocery store to open so you can buy cheap pasta. Heavy industry operates exactly the same way. If a massive refinery runs out of crude oil, the entire facility shuts down. To keep their machines running, they will swallow terrible prices just to get their hands on whatever immediate supply is left. Looking at this chart, you can see how sudden panic flips the math upside down. The price for immediate, urgent delivery spikes violently above the price scheduled for next year, creating a sharp downward slope. Traders call this inverted, downward-pointing market shape backwardation. This extra panic premium is the convenience yield. It represents the intangible benefit of having the physical goods exactly when you need them, while everyone else is running dry. Contango is the steady price of patience. Backwardation is the undeniable financial footprint of scarcity. Because it accurately maps these physical constraints, the term structure acts as a real-time mood ring for global trade. This side-by-side comparison shows us exactly what to look for. An upward slope indicates surplus and calm. A downward slope acts as a glaring alarm bell, warning us that the world is actively running out of something vital. In 2022, the European natural gas market entered extreme backwardation. Millions of citizens were facing a freezing winter, and entire nations were paying exorbitant premiums to route heating fuel to their ports immediately. In agriculture, these shapes swing back and forth predictably. A wheat market will often flash panic in backwardation right before harvest, when the silos run dry, only to calm down and slope upward again once fresh crops are gathered from the fields. A single price tag shows you the cost of a barrel today, but the shape of the timeline reveals the health of the global system. It shows whether the economy is comfortably paying for a storage locker or frantically ordering a midnight pizza.